Hi, my name is Desmond and welcome to the JavaScript for logical thinking and problem solving. Now, in this course, you're going to learn how to interpret problems, you're going to learn how to think logically and break down problems into smaller steps or pieces. You're going to learn how to write JavaScript code to solve the given problem. You're going to learn how to improve your solution to a better one with an even lesser code. Most of these problems come in technical interviews, so if you know how to solve them, you stand at a high chance of passing an interview. Now, this course is for beginners who know JavaScript basics like variables, functions, a bit of objects, a bit of arrays, and want to improve their logical thinking and JavaScript problem solving skills. And yes, you're going to learn how to approach and solve a JavaScript problem, as I'll be taking you through tons of problems step by step and show you how to approach each of them and thereby bringing out their solution. This course is constantly being updated as I keep adding new problems and ways of approaching them. JavaScript is used to build all sorts of applications, be it web, mobile, or even desktop. And all these applications contain logic. The logic of an app makes it functional, so if you're able to interpret and solve a problem, then you're at the right hand side of God. You are at the right path. So what are you waiting for? Let's jump in. See you on the other side, superhero. Very good. Now, in order for you to follow this lesson, you don't need to install any tools, as we're going to use the one compiler.com, which is an online JavaScript compiler, and basically we're writing logic. Okay, so you're not going to see user interfaces here. Alright, the logic makes the user interface functional, so that's the point of focus here. Alright, so we're going to use this online compiler to be able to solve problems. Now, at every section, you're able to access the individual files. So you have a file for a section. Okay, for example, the fundamentals with solutions here. I'm going to provide this where you can take out some time to still go through the problem. As you can see, we're going to go through a lot of problems here. You can see the lines of code that we're currently at, and imagine you going through these problems. Imagine what you become after understanding all of these problems. And this is just for the very first section, and I'm going to provide this file for every section to you. Okay, so just jump in and let's get started solving problems. See you on the other side, superhero. Alright, now this problem says write a JavaScript function to swap two variables. Very good. And you have a sample input here, swap, which simply means the function is called swap and it's going to take in two variables, the first one and the second one here, 1 and 2, the two values, and then it's gonna produce this. The first variable will store the value 1, the second variable will store 2, and then at the later console the first one is gonna become 2 and the second one is gonna become 1. Very good. So what we want to do is, if we go ahead and create a function swap right away, let's make it take in 2 x and y here, and then if we go swap here, then passing 1 and 2, it should be able to give us that. Now, this is how you think this out. You want to relate this to the real life, okay? You're living. Now, imagine you have 2 cups of coffee. The first cup has the first coffee, the second one has a second coffee type. Now, how do you put the second coffee into the first coffee and then the first one into the second coffee cup? And you don't want to mix them. So you might want to think, oh, let's get a third cup. Okay, let's get a third cup, and then you want to pour the first one into the empty cup, and then now you can take the second coffee cup and pour its content in the first one, and then take the storage cup and pour into the second one, and that's how you switch it. It's exactly the same here. Now you have x and y. You want to create a temporary variable called z here, and z should hold x for a while. So we want to say, let's reassign x to y. So x should go ahead and hold the value of y. Then later on we want to say, okay, now let y go ahead and take the value that z is currently holding, which is x. So at the end, this value would hold z and x would hold y. You see that we needed a third cop, and then we could print here that first variable before, that's x. Let's copy this, paste it. Second variable before, that's y, and then first variable after, that's x here again, and then second variable after, we give it y. So if we run this here, bam, first variable before is 1 and the second variable before is 2. Then after, the first variable will become 2 and the second will become 1. Very good. So you can do this with lots of different inputs. For example, if you put 4 here, and then you put, let's say, 7, and you run it, before is going to be 4 7, and then after on it's going to be 7 4. Very good. See you on in the next one. Alright, now for this problem, it says write a JavaScript program to find the number of even numbers in a given integer. So if you pass an integer here 12, it should be able to give you 6. So we want to count the number of even numbers in between 0 and 12. Here will be in between 0 and 33. So we go ahead and create our function count even, that's going to take in a number, and then let's call this to bam. We're going to console log whatever it gives us here. Very good. So now, before we're able to count the number of even numbers, we want to loop from 1 to 12. Okay, we want to be able to go like 1 2 3 up to 12, and then we're able to know that, okay, this is an even number, okay, this one is an even number, and so on and so forth. Okay, so we're gonna bring the for loop here. So we want to do for let I start from 0. I should be less than or equal, because we want to be able to get to x. It's inclusive. And then we're going to do I plus plus. Now if we just console log I here and then run it, you're going to see that it's going to go from 0 to 12 here. But now 0 is never going to be an even number. 1 is never going to be an even number. So we could just start from 2 here. If we run that again, 2 to 12. Now counting this from your perspective, due to what we have in the console log here, 2 is 1, so that's 1 2 3 4 5 and 6. Now what you want to be thinking is, this is giving us the ability to access each number from 2 to the corresponding number, be it 12 here or 33, according to the test casing here. So how do we know that this is an even number? If you remember your modulus operator in JavaScript, or you can say the remainder operator. So we could say I mod 2 equals 0. This simply means if we take the number I here divided by 2, if it is equal to 0, then it simply means I here is divisible by 2, or I is even, because any number that can divide 2 is even. You're gonna do the same thing if you're trying to find like numbers that are divisible by 3. Then you want to do this. I divided by 3 equals 0. It simply means any number that's able to divide 3. So this will be true if I here is able to divide 3, simply meaning that I is a multiple of 3. But now we are looking for even numbers, so we want the I to be able to divide 2. So if this is true, it simply means it's an even number. When we do that, you see that the first one, 2, is true, this is false, this is true. Now, since this is a condition here, we could use it in an if statement. If this is true, we want to do something. Now, we want to be able to count. The way we can count here is we want to create a variable here, count, and set it to 0. So if this is true, then let's count plus plus, which simply means count is equal to the old count plus 1. So if count was 2 before, the new count is going to be the old count, which is 2 plus 1, which is going to be 3. Very good. So doing this, at the end of the for loop, count here is going to be the total number of even numbers or even integers. So we want to return count. And we're returning here so that the console log is able to console log whatever we return. If we do that, it's going to give us 6. Very good. Now let's see the converter. Now this problem says write a JavaScript function convert. Okay, that takes in 3 inputs: the temperature value, the first unit to convert from, and the unit to convert to. Okay, units can be Celsius, which is C, Kelvin, K, or Fahrenheit. And then we have this note here of the formula in converting. So the very first thing you want to do is create your function. Okay, create your function convert, and then make it to take in the input, which is the temperature value. The first one is the unit from, and then unit to. Okay, that's the very first step. Now you wanna copy this and paste it on here. And then you wanna console log it. Console log this one as well. Console log this one. Delete. Okay. So very good. Okay, it's initially undefined. Now that's the very first step. Okay, so now you're taking in the input, the unit from, and the unit to. Now what you should think is, how do you know if you're currently converting from Celsius to K, which is Kelvin? How do you know the unit you're currently converting from? An instance is that you could be converting from Kelvin to Celsius, like what we have here, Kelvin to Celsius. You could be converting from K to F, you could be converting from C to K, from C to F, and so on and so forth. Now you want to use if statements. Okay, so you want to say if the unit from is K and the unit to is C. This is how you know that you're currently converting from K to C. Okay, so you want to run your code here to convert from K to C, or else we check if the unit from is K and the unit to is F. This is how you would know. Okay, so you're gonna convert from K to F. Else if unit from C and unit to K. Convert from C to K. Or else if unit from C to F, C and unit to F. So convert from C to F. Else if unit from F and unit to K. This is how you know that you're converting from F to K. Else if unit from F and unit to C. This is how you know that you're converting from F to C. So we have 6 different possibilities: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Else if. And then now the final else is if none of this matches. Okay, if none of this matches, we just want to say wrong unit. So we want to return wrong unit. Very good. So this is our basic structure. Okay, now the second step, which is the one where we're able to recognize from the unit we're converting and to the unit we're converting. So now what do we do when it's K that we're converting from and when it's C that we're converting to? If we're converting from K to C, it's gonna be this one, because we have the K, the value is given to you in K, and then you want to get the answer as C. So what we're gonna do is, since we're converting from K to C, it means the temperature value is in K. So we want to do this. Copy that and put it here. So we're gonna do this value in K here is gonna be the temp. Simply means the temp is currently in K, and then we want to get the C value, which is gonna be this. For this one, converting from K to F, it means the value is given in K, and then we want to get an F. So we should find F equal. Very good. So we're dealing with this. Copy it and paste it here. So I'm gonna say be the value here will be in K, which is the temperature value. You see how easy this is, okay, when you structure it out and then do it one after the other. Now we want to convert from C into K. Simply means we're giving the value in C and we want to get K. So we should look for K equal C something. Paste it on there. This value, which is temperature, and then now convert from C to F, means you're giving the C value and you want to get F, which is this one. Copy it, bam, take out the F here, the C value will be the temp, and now from F to C means you're giving F and you want to get C. So copy this one, paste it here. That's so equal that. This will be temp. Very good. So what we could do is, instead of creating this value every time, we could just create a let so here to initially be undefined, and then take out this let, so that we just reassign it to that value. If the condition matches, we just reassign to that value instead of recreating it. Very good. And then here we just want to say the so will just be equal to wrong unit, and then we can return the solution here. Okay, when we run this, bam. So let's see, the very first value is going to be minus 218.15 minus 263, 275, undefined from C to K. 1, 2, 3, 4. Number 4 is undefined. 1, 2, 3. Oh, okay, we didn't do this one. From C to F means we have the value in C. I thought we did this. And number 5 plus 32. From C to F, this one. Wait, this is F to K. I think this is C to F here. Okay. So from F to K means we have the value in K in F, then we want to get K. So this is the one we haven't done. Copy it, paste it. The F will come in TMP, which is temperature. So let's rerun it. Very good. I think this was a typo. This should actually be 41. Alright, so this is 41. Very good. And now you see the answer is going to give you minus that C, minus that F, this K. Okay, what we want to do is we want to do the same thing. This one here should give you in 2 decimal places. Alright, and the way we can give 2 decimal places, or the way we could set the output here to 2 decimal places, is to use the .toFixed. 2. The toFixed is going to convert all of this into 2 decimal places. If we run that again, so you see this is now 0.15, and then we want to say plus the unit, so from K to C, so we should have C here. Let's do the same thing here. Let's wrap this. Let's do the toFixed here. I'll just copy it. And then plus the unit 2 is F. Same thing here. Plus the unit 2 is K. Same thing here. Plus the unit 2 is F. Same thing here. Plus the unit 2 is K. Same thing here. Plus the unit 2 is C. And if we try to run that, bam. So this should be minus 218.15C, minus 263.47 F, this in K, 41 in F, 285 in K, 12 in C, and wrong unit. Very good. So see you on in the next lesson.